What's going on, everybody? It's Joel here, and today we're taking a look at VersaLifts V2. So I did a review on the original one somewhere about 2 years ago, and I thought that they were an excellent addition to pretty much anybody's CrossFit kit. Whether or not you had mobility, having a mechanical advantage in certain workouts is a godsend. For example, you had a workout like Nancy, which is 5 rounds of a 400-meter run and 15 overhead squats. Even though the overhead squats are on the light side, I would still use VersaLifts for them just to bang them out a little bit quicker, just because I did not have to sit down into my squats as far as I would if I just had flat shoes on. But I don't lose out on having the flexibility of having training shoes on versus wearing Olympic weightlifting shoes, which you would never wear for a workout like that. The original VersaLifts were made out of an EVA foam material. They were 1/2 inch in height, but you could peel away the layers depending on how much better your mobility got over time. The new VersaLifts are now made out of a more dense polymer material. It is noticeable how much stiffer these are, but it's not stiff to the point where it becomes uncomfortable. An issue that people had with the original ones was that they would just compress and flatten out over time. You're not going to have an issue like that with this type of material. There are cleats on the bottom part of the VersaLift to aid in traction so that these things don't slide around inside of your shoe. You could put these in pretty much any shoe. If you're putting them in Nike Metcons, you're gonna put them on top of the drop-in midsole. That's kind of where those cleats are gonna help you out the most, so these things don't go sliding around. But if you're putting these in any shoe that has a normal insole, you're gonna take out the insole, you're gonna put these in the heel part of the shoe, and then you're gonna flap the insole back on top of these. That's the way that I would wear them. I personally do not wear these inside of my Metcons, but I will wear them inside of my Nanos. So the purpose of having VersaLifts in your kit is to not eliminate Olympic weightlifting shoes. Those definitely still have a place, but if you don't want to take the plunge in buying those, these will emulate the feeling that you're going to get from Oli shoes just a little bit. The main reason you would want these is for those workouts where you're torn on having Olympic weightlifting shoes on, because you needed a little bit of assistance with mobility, but you didn't want to lose out on the flexibility of your training shoe, because there's something like running, double unders, box jumps, where having an Oli shoe on would tear your feet up. These only go to about half the length of your shoe, so they don't interfere with the flexibility of your training shoes at all. So your feet will stay comfortable no matter what workout you're doing. The only slight con that these have is they do push your heel a little bit further up out of a normal training shoe that's obviously not designed to have a heel in it. So if you have a shoe that has lace lock, I would recommend that you use that in conjunction with your VersaLifts. But if not, just make sure you tie your shoes a little bit tighter. I think the V2s are a solid upgrade over the originals, mainly because of the new material. It's dense, it feels a lot more stable than the original ones did, and it gives you that heel height. It's still extremely comfortable like the original ones were. So if you had mobility issues, but you didn't want to work out in Olympic weightlifting shoes, having the VersaLifts V2s are going to be a godsend for you. And since they only cost $28, I think that this is a must-have for pretty much anybody that does fitness. You gain the mechanical advantage and you don't lose out on flexibility. They're extremely inexpensive and they're very convenient to use. All you have to do is slip them in your shoe under the insole. This is the right one. They are labeled on the bottom part, and you slip it in just like so, and then you put your insole right on top of it, and then boom, you are good to go. VersaLifts V2 are going to be a must buy if you are a fan of the original ones. Even if you never tried them out before, I would definitely highly recommend that you check out the V2s over the V1s, just because they feel a lot more stable than the original ones did. If you guys have any questions about VersaLifts, feel free to leave them in the comment section. And as always, guys, please hit that like button, subscribe, and thanks for watching.